Well, hi there. This is Daniel with Drafter Dan Studios. We have a 2011 Acura MDX that has a backup camera that has some cataracts. We're going to swap out the backup camera itself. Taking a peek at the guts and or panels that I had to take off to access everything. Basic overview of the inside of the tailgate or liftgate. Here it shows the routing for where the camera goes from the outside panel we just took off inside. And here's what the camera looks like coming out. Very exciting. So on the left is the replacement from a 2011, but it's an Acura RDX. So there's some differences. The camera itself, I couldn't really see any difference. It's got a very slightly different model number, but physically it looks the same. Now what is different is of course the plugs and the housing of how it screws into the back of the tailgate. So we will take what we need, put it on the new camera, take the old plug, that sort of stuff, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here we go. So this is the RDX switch. I gotta take it apart, find out what wires are going into this plug, what they do on the camera side, and do the same thing on the MDX, my car. Do that and see how to swap the plugs and make the wiring correct. So that's what we're doing here. Now we have the MDX, the right hand, the replacement newer RDX on the left, and I really wish the camera would focus here. I was trying to get the serial numbers and whatnot, the model numbers, and it wasn't going to work. So, but now you can see it from the camera side. The right hand, that's no good. That's no good. I think, as I live in Arizona, the Arizona sun is not great on plastics. This one does, however, look nice and clear. Very, very similar. You can see the two screws on the back, and that looks good. So we're going to use that one, which is good because I already bought it. So same thing, two screws holding the connectors on the back of the camera itself. A quick Sharpie mark to make sure I get the orientation correct because you never know. I don't know why I went so slowly here, but I just try not to break things. All right, so we have the four connectors, and you'll see in a bit the other camera has the exact same four connectors. And I would assume they do the same thing. They go to the same wires, the same colors, because manufacturing consistencies, but I don't know if that's actually going to be the case or not. So this is back to the RDX, and pulling back some of the covering. Pulling back that stuff to get at the wires, and there's a lot of wires in here that don't actually do anything. All right, so got a whole mess of wires. Interesting what they could have gone to. I don't know. Not relevant in my case, regardless. Getting those guys out of the way, and we'll see what we can find. Yep, about 4 or 5 wires. And that little guy there, that looks like it's a ground. A different angle here, so I've already chopped that because close to the plug because I don't need the plug. making note of what goes where. And now I think it's time to break apart the... Oh, okay, so I've already stripped these. Editor Daniel was wondering why he didn't show stripping the wires, but hey, that's okay. So why are they keeping the brown wire? That's weird. Anyway, so I've sped this up because it's a little bit boring, but it is important to see. So this is the RDX, and I'm going through with a continuity test. This is the VOM meter. I set on the continuity test. That's why I did the beepy stuff at the beginning. Check the wiring, see which plug it goes to, and jot it down my little very fancy drawing on the paper towel on the top. Go through, figure out which wires are which, and I'm going to do the same thing on my camera, the MDX. Man, even sped up. This is kind of boring. I'm glad I did speed it up. Still moving forward though. And this is the last one, the yellow. And I'm going to put a mark on that little plug just to make sure. Now this is the MDX. So this is the plug I need to keep. So going through the same thing, I'm checking the wires, and the cool thing is the wires seem to be the same color code. And one more. And the black is usually a common. And it sure seems to be. Did I do the other one? Do the other one, Daniel. This is another section. I wanted to include this one. To remove the covering, I've always been taught you bend it over, and that gives you a little bit more strain on the jacket, and then you can kind of touch it with the razor knife, and it comes apart nicely. You don't have to use a lot of energy, so it doesn't mess up the wires underneath. So there was the big braid, the braid for shielding, and now we're taking off that, and there's the wiring on the back of the MDX, and it is only 4. Oh, see, cameraman Daniel in the studio actually got the stripping of the wire on that one. So cut it back, twist it, go to the next. Soldering, soldering, soldering. And as a note here, I did this in an open garage, which was my workspace at the time. There was cross flow. You could see the smoke going away pretty quickly, so I actually was holding my breath. I didn't want to run a fan, which is not great, but I was holding my breath here. You don't want to suck in lead solder junk. That's not good. Okay, here, making sure the wires are clean, getting the heat shrink jackets in place. And yes, you try to remember to put them on before you start soldering things together, because you will always forget once or twice. Make us touching each side, and then, oh, little niblet, get that out of there. Now, by technicality, you should be doing with those, shrinking the heat shrink with a heat gun, but I didn't have one. Did have a lighter handy though, so there you go. And that's just the ground lug, nothing fancy there. A quick little twist and hit that guy with some solder as well. Still holding my breath. Now that I'm looking at it, even though I sped it up, I'm wondering why cameraman Daniel included video footage of wrapping the stuff with electrical tape, but whatever. Anyway, it is done. So there's a little bracket that actually that mounts to the back panel. That gets attached on. And yeah, how about that? backwards. I got it backwards. Yeah, this definitely goes this way. Yeah, the camera's backwards. Okay, never mind.
Wow.
And with the screws of the new camera in the old system, is just ready to put back in the car. And I've already put it into the beauty plate. I don't know what you call it. Route that bad boy in. And oh. Alright, a quick presto changeo, and it is ready to go back again. One more time. Note here that the camera is actually using expansion screws to hold it in the beauty plate. It's actually, so that camera is only fitted on the beauty plate. It's that trim piece that I'm snapping into place now, that is actually held in place by the screws into the body. So I thought that was a little bit interesting. All right, it's all together, so now it's the final test. Do or die. Here we go. So it should show up in the corner here. Ready? And we got nothing. Oh, we got less than nothing.
Fail.
Oh.
Are you sure? Is there a sticker on it, maybe?
All right, so after getting it all together and trying it up front, hitting the reverse, seeing the blue screen of death, which is interesting in a car, I realized I didn't plug it in this side. I fed it through, I didn't plug it in, so I'm gonna do that now. That should hopefully fix it. Okay, after realizing that it wasn't plugged in, let's try it again. The tailgate's open, but it should still work. So let's see what happens here. Yay, I've got camera. It works. I like it. A couple of snaps back in place, and the entire panel goes back in just like it was, and we are done. 100% success. How about that? That's a good thing.